स्पर्शान कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान् चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवो प्राणापानो समो कृत्वा नासाभ्य अंतरचारिणो यतेन्द्रिय मनोबुद्धिर मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणा विगतेच्छा भयक्रोधो यः सदा मुक्त एव स। बाहर के विषय भोगों को न चिंतन करता हुआ उसको बाहर ही रखकर स्पर्शान कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान्, इंद्रियों के विषयों के साथ जो संपर्क होता है उससे जो भोग निर्मित होते दिखाई पड़ते हैं, वास्तव में होते नहीं, उसको बाहर ही योगी छोड़ता है। स्पर्शान कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान् चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवो, अपने नेत्र की दृष्टि को भ्रुकुटी के बीच में स्थित करके। He focuses on the Tibetan third eye or शिव नेत्र और called Agna Chakra। तथा नासिका में विचरने वाले प्राण अपान वायु को सम करके, प्राणापानो समो कृत्वा नासाभ्य अंतरचारिणो, जो सांस आती जाती है प्राणापान वायु उसको समत्व में लाके यतेन्द्रिय मनोबुद्धि, जिसकी इंद्रिया मन और बुद्धि जीती हुई यानी अपने आप कंट्रोल में आ गई, क्योंकि जीतने में भी मेरा अहंकार आ जाता है। जब मैं अपनी इंद्रियों पे काबू पा लेता हूँ तो मेरा एक अहंकार आ जाता है कि देखो मैं जितेंद्रिय हूँ। ये भी एक अहंकार की बात है, अपने आप हो जाता है। जब इंसान का मन ब्रह्म में स्थिर होता है तो इंद्रिया तो पीछे छूट जाती। ऐसा जो मोक्ष प्राण मुनि है इच्छा भय और क्रोध से रहित हो जाता है। विगत इच्छा भय क्रोधो स सदा यस सदा मुक्त है, ऐसा योगी सदा के लिए मुक्त है। So I'll translate in English. All leaving all the sense gratification objects outside his being, and then fixing his consciousness onto the center on the head, which is in between the two eyes, which is called Agna Chakra, or which is called Shiv Netra, or which is called the Tibetan's third eye. And by balancing between the breathing in and out, which is called prana and apan, whoever has kind of acquired control or has naturally acquired control over his sense organs, over his mind, over his intellect, such a yogi who is always focused on liberating himself, moksha parayana, is always the ultimate objective he has, not to earn $1 million or not to give discourses on Bhagavad Gita. He is just interested, his prima facie objective, which is the ultimate objective of human life, is to liberate himself from this cycle of birth and death. Aisa moksha muni, whatever, such a muni, such a yogi, he is devoid of, is liberated from all the desires, all the fears, and all the angers. And he remains in a state of equilibrium and is always free from all the bondages. So this is beautifully stated by Sri Krishna. And as soon as you are liberated from your desires, you'll be also liberated from your fear. Why do we people have fear? Because I want to maintain whatever I earned, or I want to have more. Oh, if that doesn't happen, what will happen? I'm afraid. Don't be afraid of anything. Even in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Abhayam sattva sansuddhi, jnana yoga vyavastito. The major characteristics of a divine person is that he is fearless. Why is he fearless? Because he is totally surrendered to me. Even if death is coming now, he will accept it because he will think death is in his best interest as designed by the Supreme. He is not afraid of death. So, mrityu se bhi usko dar nahi hai. So, this is a beautiful thing Sri Krishna has explained. We are almost reaching the end of chapter 5. And in this connection, there is a greater things also explained by Bhagavan Shiva in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. In Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, Lord Shiva has given 112 meditation techniques. ध्यान की 112 विधि बताई है. पार्वती जी सवाल पूछती है कि ये कैसे होता है, शिव जी जवाब नहीं बताते. शिव जी सीधा उनको अनुभव में लेके जाते हैं. जैसे आपका छोटा बच्चा आपसे पूछता है कि साइकिल किस तरह चलानी है, तो आप थियोरेटिकल जवाब नहीं देते, आपको चलो बैठ जाए साइकिल पे, मैं आपके पीछे दौड़ूंगा, आप इन द प्रोसेस साइकिल पर. तो शिव जी ज्ञान नहीं देते, शिव जी अनुभव देते हैं. और जो पद्धति बता दें, पद्धति का मतलब है टेक्निक. पद्धति का मतलब है टेक्निक, और टेक्निक का मतलब है तंत्र. तो तंत्र कोई बुरी चीज नहीं है. तंत्र इज नॉट अ बैड थिंग, इट इज गिवन बाय शिव जी. शिव जी इज अ लॉर्ड ऑफ वेलफेयर, इज अ वेल विशर ऑफ एवरी लिविंग बीइंग ऑन दिस planet and even beyond. So people have, because people misused tantra in the past, so we have a natural aversion to tantra. But it's really not so. Tantra is a technique, and tantra doesn't care. So even if a thief comes to Shivji, even if a robber comes, Shivji will still explain to him. He will not say, no, first you clean yourself. Generally, most people will say, no, first you तुम्हारा आचार ठीक करो. शिव जी विल नॉट से, ओके, विल एक्सेप्ट यू एज यू आर. आप जैसे हो, आई एक्सेप्ट यू एज यू आर, इवन इफ यू आर ए थीफ और ए रॉबर और द मोस्ट डाउनग्रेडेड पर्सन. अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यो सर्वेभ्यो पापकृत्तम. पापी से भी पापी अगर है तो आपका भी स्वीकार है, क्योंकि आपको भी बदला अपने आप का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करने का, अपने आप को बदलने का आपको भी अधिकार है. लोग रॉबर्स नहीं है, लेकिन कई बार हमारे हाथों से भी रॉबर का ही काम हो जाता है. वो गन लेके नहीं करते, किसी और ढंग से हो जाता है, हमको पता है नहीं चलता. वी डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंस. सो हियर कृष्ण सेज ब्यूटीफुली, ये विषयों को बाहर छोड़ो, अपने बेइंग में मत लाओ. देयर इज टू थिंग्स, डूइंग एंड बेइंग. आप बाहर करते अलग हो, और अंदर आपका बेइंग जो है वो अलग होता है. तो बाहर अगर आप पति है, पत्नी है, पिता है, माता है, आप अपना फर्ज निभाते रहो, लेकिन अपनी आंतरिक चेतना जो है परमात्मा के साथ जुड़े रहो. यू मे बी डूइंग एनीथिंग आउटसाइड, इज ओनली डूइंग, बट योर इनर कॉन्शियसनेस शुड ऑलवेज बी कनेक्टेड टू द डिवाइन एंड टू द सुप्रीम. दैट इज व्हाट, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन बेइंग एंड डूइंग. एंड व्हेन दैट हैपेंस, योर लाइफ बिकम्स ए लीला. Because whatever you are doing, you are doing it in a selfless way. Your being is different. You are always focused on your inner self inside, and you are doing because it is your duty to do it. So that's what Krishna tells Arjun. It is your duty to fight. It is duty not to run away from the battlefield. But inside you remain like Buddha or Mahavir, or inside you remain like a yogi. Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. Krishna says, beautifully says. So here he says, pranapana samokrutva, sparsan krutva bahirbayan chaksus chaiva antaribhu. अपनी चेतना को अपनी भ्रुकुटी में स्थापित करो. Bring your consciousness to your, this is the 6th chakra. See, we have 7 chakras in our body from a yogic perspective. One chakra is your sex center, which is Muladhara. The second chakra is your Swadhisthana chakra, which is between your Nabhi and then your sex center. वो Swadhisthana chakra है. तीसरा, the third chakra is your Manipur chakra, around your navel center. The fourth chakra is Anahat chakra, which is the heart center. And the fifth chakra is Galeka, Vishuddha chakra. And the sixth chakra is Agna chakra, where we can say you can awaken your third eye. The third eye is existing. In our case, it is non-functional because we have not used it for many, many lives, so it is dormant, but it can be awakened. So this technique Krishna is explaining is a methodology to awaken your third eye. And that eye doesn't see outside, that eye sees inside. And inside there is a vast world. A world larger than the outside world is inside. You will need the third eye. So awakening of your Shiv Netra is a possibility. it can be made active. It can be activated with particular method and technique, which has been explained by Shiva, in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. When Parvati ji asked question, "Oh my Lord, what is this wonderful world? What is this secretive world?" See, every of our scripture, हमारा सब जो है सनातन धर्म का जो शास्त्र है, सब में कहते हैं ये तो रहस्य है. It is a secret. Everything is a secret. Even in Bhagavad Gita, he says, "Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshyamanam bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam etaduttamam ite guhyatamam shastram idam uktam maya." Guhyatam shastra. This is a secret of all secrets. We may think this is already in black and white, but even if it is black and white, unless you have an esoteric master who can take you to a level higher, this reading will be a translation, it will be confined to the level of mind. We will never go beyond mind. We will not go beyond the barriers of time and space. So, secretive now, everything is secretive. And even Einstein, today, Einstein, after doing so many things, Einstein also talked about it later, in his later part of his life, that the existence is a mystery. Okay, I'm reading Einstein. I'll not read the whole thing. The most beautiful emotion we can experience is the mysterious. See, this is what he spoke after he has done all this theory of relativity, E is equal to mc square, gravitational waves and all those things. Towards the end of this life, he realized that you cannot decipher the code of the existence. अस्तित्व जो है मेरी बुद्धि से परे. It is beyond my intellectual capacity. So the most beautiful emotion we can experience is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of all true art and science. So even he is bringing mystery in science. Mystery means what? Mystery means that which you cannot logically explain. Correct? What is the meaning of mystery? That which you cannot intelligently explain or decipher or decode. So Einstein said, even I cannot now decode everything. To sense that behind anything that can be experienced, even when you are drinking oranges, you are eating rasgulla, to sense that behind anything that can be experienced, there is something that our mind cannot grasp. So that's why our Upanishad said, Annam Brahma. Annam may be Brahma, but our tongue cannot decipher. Tongue ko pata nahi chalta hai ki usme bhi Brahma hai. So, cannot grasp, whose beauty and sublimity reaches us only indirectly, and this is religiousness. And in this sense only, I am a devotedly religious man. So this is what is written by the most celebrated scientist of our time, of last century. That, I've tried, but still world is still a mystery. So I will also explain what Shiva, Sri Krishna has told here. But we will go into deeper meaning of this by invoking what Bhagavan Shiva has explained to Parvati. So he said, focus your energy, focus your consciousness to the center of your head, which is in between your two eyebrows. So in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, when he started, he talked about breathing. The first 5 techniques of meditation which Shiva has given focuses on breathing. Why? Because first 7 techniques actually. Because breathing is actually a bridge between your inner self, your outer body, the existence outside, time and space. Right? When you breathe, you are connecting. When you are breathing in and out, you are connecting your inner consciousness to your external body and to the outer space and beyond time and space, to the existence. So when breathing is stopped, we will no more be part of the existence. What happens is you move to when breathing stops, we move to an unknown dimension. We cannot be found in time and space. When the body stops breathing, our consciousness cannot be found within the body. It has moved beyond time and space. So there is an intrinsic connection between breathing and also liberation. So they say the yogic and tantric premise is that if you can do something about breathing, then we can apport ourselves to the world beyond. So that's why most yogis have given a lot of stress on pranayama. So Shiva has given several techniques. The first technique is Anapanasati Yoga, which Buddha himself practiced, and he liberated himself continuously 6 years. You will say it is such a simple thing, what is so difficult? No, it's not that easy. Because your mind will wander. Your consciousness has to be breathing in and breathing out, breathing constantly. Initially the mind will wander. Mind has an inherent nature of wandering. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadyaram. The mind will wander, but then out of practice, slowly the thoughts will disappear. And mind is nothing but the collection of thoughts. And thoughts means what? What is a thought? जो विचार होते हैं वासना के विचार होते हैं. All the thoughts are our desires. And desire is always in future. Even while you are sitting here, you are thinking, when I go home, all this food is lying outside, I'll put it in the fridge. All this dishwashing I have not done, I'll finish before I go to sleep. Even while you're sitting here, you're thinking of what you will do after you reach home. Why, today I must drink hot milk before going to sleep. Today I must, this thing has to be finished before I sleep. The thoughts means going into future. But the divine is here and now in the presence. So thoughts take us away from the divine. See, if the divine is here and now, right in the present, and if the thoughts are taking away to future or the past, then thoughts are taking us away from Paramatma. So विचार जो है हमें परमात्मा से दूर लेके जाते हैं. तो मेडिटेशन का मतलब ये है ध्यान के आप विचार से मुक्त हो जाओ, विचार शून्यता में प्रवेश करो. और उस अंतराल में in that vacuum of no thought, all of a sudden you will find your own self floating up in the abyss, and you say, oh my God, a different world. A sudden jump takes place. So all these meditation techniques Shiva has given. So Buddha also gave Vipassana, which is the first technique. Krishna also gave. Krishna said that same thing, Anapanasati Yoga. We saw it in chapter 4. Krishna calls it Anapanasati Yoga. Buddha called it Vipassana. You can give it any name, it doesn't matter. And it has been given even long before Buddha. Krishna has given here, long before Buddha. Shivaji has given. Even long before Sri Krishna, Shivaji has given it. But there is no contrast. These are the laws of existence. Law of gravitation is not Christian, just because Newton found it. Law of gravitation is the law of existence. Law of meditation techniques are not Hindus, because these are the universal things. They are not the monopoly of Hindus or a particular set of people or Buddhist. No. They belong to the entire mankind or anyone. Even if you are not human being, it belongs to you. So, having understood this, let's examine what Shivaji has said about this. And when you understand Shivaji, then it will be easy to understand Sri Krishna. You get me? That why Sri Krishna is telling you to bring your consciousness to the Agna Chakra. See, there are 5 senses, we call it. Sabda, Sparsa, Rupa, Rasa, and Gandh. And then Akan, Madu, Nak, Jananendri, etc. There are 5 sense organs, 5 action organs, but actually there are 7. The 6th one is the sense of balance. The 6th sense people have is the sense of balance. When you are going in a car, even if your eyes are closed and you are sitting next to me, if I take a left turn, you will know you have taken left. Even with your closed eyes. Right? So there is a sense of balance. Balance ki indriya bhi hai. And then there is bhav ki indriya. All over the world, when you want to express love, you talk of heart. Nowhere in the world, whether you talk of China or India or America or Africa, nobody says, I love you, like this. Everybody says, I love you. Because it is universal language. It is a universal gesture. So, एक भाव की, so there are 7 इंद्रिय है, वैसे 7 चक्र भी है, जो मैंने आपको समझाया. There are 7 chakras and 7 indriyas. If you can activate one chakra, then in effect you have gotten the 8th sense. If you can activate one more chakra, the second chakra, then in effect you acquire the 9th sense organ. And your dimension will be totally different. Your experience of the existence will be beyond anybody's imagination. Just talk of somebody who has gone to Sahasrar. You got 14 such. This is much more different than what we see. And like a dog senses, smells, we cannot even experience that. Or a human being has so much intelligence. Or a human being enjoys music. A tiger says, are they crazy? Why are they dancing on music? But we can enjoy because we have that extra finer, subtle sense. So, Shivji says, attention between the eyebrows. Just as Krishna says here, Chaksus Chaivantaribro. In between this Bhrukuti, in between the 2 eyebrows, focus on that. He says, Shivji says, attention between the eyebrows. Let the mind be before the thought. That's the second step. First you focus on your Agna Chakra. Close your eyes, focus on the Agna Chakra, and just be a silent witness of your thoughts. This is what he meant. Let the mind be before the thoughts. Don't fight with the thoughts. Nobody has won fighting with the thoughts. It is impossible. Thoughts will come because many, many lives of conditioning is there, hidden in our subconscious mind. And there is nothing you can do about it. Just be an observer. Don't fight with it. So, that's the second step. That attention between the eyebrows, let the mind be before thought. Let the form fill with the breath essence. Let the form fill with the breath essence to the top of the head. I'll come and explain to you. And there shower as light. And then the 5th step, you will go to the another world automatically. When these things happen, that you are totally focused on your Agna Chakra, on your 3rd eye, totally. And you have gotten independent of your thought. You are just a silent observer, and a stage comes, you will enter into state of no thought. State of no thought. You will enter easily. And once you have entered that, then you will feel, let the form fill the breath essence. See, when we are breathing, we are not just breathing nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases. In the air, there is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% other gases. So don't worry about filling the tires with nitro because already there is 78%, unless you are driving an airplane or a racing car, where you need a predictable tire pressure. So within the air we are breathing in, there is not only oxygen and nitrogen and other gases, but there is also the Elaine Vital, or the Shiv Shakti, if you want to call it, or the Radha Shakti, the Mahat Tattva, if you want to call it. So within that container of air, within the container of the gases, hidden inside is the food for the soul, which is Elaine, a German scientist, William Reich, called it Elaine Vital. People thought he's a mad guy, but actually he was much more beyond science. Science has its own superstitions. And from a yogic perspective, science is very orthodox. From a yogic perspective, science is still a little child, because they cannot go beyond intelligence. Because it will not accept that which cannot be proven, period. So that the journey ends there. yogic prakriya, the yogic process goes beyond mind, intelligence, time, space, so it is far, far ahead of it. Although it cannot be proven because our intelligence cannot grasp it. The tools with which we measure are hopelessly at bay to measure this. So these are the 5 steps. And there was, Pythagoras had once gone to Egypt. Pythagoras was one of the best minds. And he wanted to get admitted in a school in Egypt of all these meditation and esoteric sciences. And now he was the most intelligent person the Western mind has produced. But they refused him admission. They say, no, you have to pass through a particular process which will do inner transformation, and then only we can admit you. So Pythagoras said, I have not come to have any knowledge or any set of instructions. I have come to experience things. He said, that's the point. People said, if you want to experience something, you have to come out of your mechanistic mind, your thinking process. You come out of your mind, So they said, if you want to be admitted, you come to a method of about 40 days of fasting, 40 days of ordinary medicine technique, and then we will admit you. And they finally admitted him after 40 days. But Pythagoras himself said that you are not admitting Pythagoras now. You are admitting someone else because I have changed totally. My center of being has changed and my intellect has come to heart. See, in this age of science and technology, our consciousness is staying with the intelligence. Therefore, meditation is very difficult for us. In the olden days, the people's consciousness was at heart. People were governed by emotions. Whatever word they gave, they will say, okay, I'll maintain the word. But today we are slicing and dicing everything. Even if you have to take care of mother, you will feel, what is my gain? The society will think high of me if I'm taking mother. Everything has become mind and intelligence oriented. So your center of consciousness has to move from mind to the heart. And these techniques which Shiva has given, they help you do so. They get you liberated from the mind and you stay in your heart. And God is through heart. Sri Krishna says, Man mana bhav, mad bhakto bhav, madhyaji mam. Give me your mind, give me your heart, Sri Krishna says. If God was to be attained through intelligence, then Einstein would have gotten him. Newton would have gotten him. Many intelligent people happened, but it didn't happen to those intelligent, big pandits also, or big scientists. No, it happened to ordinary people like Mira, Narsiv, or somebody who gave us Tao from China, Lao Tzu. A very simple man, just ordinary man, just enjoying his life as it is, totally remaining in his state of equilibrium. Lao Tzu was very famous, and one time the Chinese emperor wanted him to be part of his court. Darbar mein usko sthan dena hai. So he sent his soldiers, bring him here. So they inquired with the villagers, where is he? He said, he must be around here. He can't be predicted where he will be. Because he goes wherever his heart tells him to go. He doesn't get dictated by his mind. So he was sitting in front of a pond, and there was a lot of, dirt, wet dirt, kichad tha, and there was one turtle playing around in the dirt. So they asked that the emperor has invited you to be one of the ministers. Why don't you come? It will be wonderful. We look after everything. He said, do you look at the turtle? He said, why? He said, you have a turtle in the palace also, I have heard. And you have put a golden protective shield on the top of the turtle. I have heard. Is that right? He said, yeah, we have a big turtle and the emperor has put a golden shell on that turtle. He said, if you ask the turtle, will he like to come in your palace or he is happy here? So the soldiers, they don't have much intelligence. They said, yeah, I think he is happy here. Why would he come? He wants to be in water. He doesn't want the dry place like a palace floor. He's living natural life. So he said, I'm happy here. Like the turtle. What will I do in your palace? So Lao Tzu was the greatest propounder of samatva, equilibrium, which is neither happiness nor misery, nor this, nor that. Just stay in the balance. Maintain your equilibrium, maintain your heart. So this way, finally he was admitted, and later on he said that I am a totally changed person. And it was good that you forced me through that 40 days of fasting. Otherwise I would have understood, but I would not have experienced. There are two things, There are certain things intellectually you can understand, but you cannot experience it. You can understand how swimming takes place. You are displacing this amount of water, and therefore your body is spreading. But unless you swim yourself, you don't experience the pleasures of swimming. You just become theoretical. You can write a thesis, but if somebody pushes you in the water, you will drown because you only have the theoretical knowledge. So here Shivji says attention between the eyebrows. Now, between the eyebrows? Because between the eyebrows there is something called pineal gland. Anatomically, there is a pineal gland here, and it is hungry for attention. Even if you close your eyes, if somebody does like this around you will feel that somebody is causing change in the energy field. You will feel, or somebody is doing something like this behind your head. You may feel that somebody, even when your eyes are closed, you may feel that somebody is doing something unusual. You feel. So this pineal gland, it is between the two eyes, and it is the most mysterious part of the body. It is hungry for attention, and it likes to have the attention. And when you give it attention, when you focus on the third eye, then automatically the pineal gland also helps you to remain stagnant there, remain there, which helps you to become a witness of your thoughts. So the process works two-way. More you are focused on your third eye, more the pineal gland helps you to stay where you are. Their mind doesn't wander. And more you are focused on the third eye, more you can become a witness of your thought. Normally what happens, when I have the thoughts of anger, I become angry. When I have thoughts of sex, I indulge myself into sexual act. We are not independent of our thought. I want this, okay, your consciousness will directly move away. But here the technique is just be a silent witness of your thoughts. As if you are sitting on a bank of river and you are seeing a row of beautiful birds, beautiful white birds flying in the background of the black clouds and look so beautiful. But you say, well, those birds are beautiful, but I am not me. It's not me. I am different. Same thing which Shankaracharya said, Aham nirvikalpo nirakara. I am not those birds. I am not this body. I am not this. I am not that. I am not that. I am only the nirvikalpa, nirgun, atmaswarup, nirakara. With that, what will happen is more you are focused on your third eye, more the pineal gland, which is hungry for attention, will help you remain focused. See, even right now you can, if you close your eyes and focus on your pineal gland on the third eye, you will feel that it pulls your attention. But if you do the same thing on any other part of the body, like a finger, and think of the finger, it doesn't pull your attention so much. Or like your knees, okay, well, let's focus on my knee. It doesn't pull the attention. But with the pineal gland, you will really feel that it is sucking, and you will feel some heaviness here. So more you are situated on your pineal gland, on your third eye, right between the two eyebrows, right on your Agna Chakra, they call it. More it will help you to remain a witness. And more you are a witness, more you will be focused on your third eye. So this is a very helpful technique. So the other end of the Agna Chakra, is on the nose. So some people say, okay, keep your eyes somewhat half open and focus on your nose, tip of the nose. Because it is also nothing but the extension of your Agna Chakra outside your body. But some people prefer that, no, instead of keeping the eyes open, I'll keep the eyes closed. Because when you keep eyes open, the energy flows out. You know. And then when you see something, your mind also starts rotating around that which you see, something or somebody. So it's better to keep the eyes closed and focus on the, so attention between the eyebrows, you know, and let mind be before the thought. The pineal gland really helps you, and it absorbs you. It is hungry for many lives. Once you experience it, then it is very difficult for you also to divert your attention to some other thing. You can experience it tonight when you go home, you know, focus on, you know, close your eyes, sit in a room, and just focus on the third eye. If you want to accelerate your process, kindly rub this little bit, you know. Rub it little bit with your two fingers up and down, sideways, and then close the eyes. And you will find that, yeah, oh boy, God, it really pulls my consciousness over there. Shiv Netra is really pulling me. And then when you are pulled, it helps you being a witness of your thought, rather than becoming thought. Normally we become thought. If I'm angry at you, I become angry. The thought of anger makes me angry. Thought of sex makes me sexy. But when you are focused on the pineal gland, it really, so two things happen. You know, the two things happen is that you will observe the thoughts running before you. And what will happen, there will be a rising of the witnessing self. So far we have not been witness in our life. Hum sakshi kabhi nahi hue. We have never been a witness. We got indulged into things. If there is a committee meeting upstairs and we are there and they say something, we get so much indulged. We cannot remain independent of whatever is being discussed. So here what happens is, in this process, there is a rising of the witnessing self. Then if witnessing becomes possible, then you become focused on the third eye. Same thing which Krishna says, pranapana samokrutva nasabhyanantacharino sparsan krutva bahirbayan chaksos chaivantare. So that third eye can actually be activated after some kind of long practice. You can do it. And you are not doing it for any worldly gain. You are just doing it for the sake of making your inner journey somewhat easier. So Krishna has mentioned about it, but Shiva goes an extra step. Gives you the technique. Oh, this is how you do. This is how you do. There is a difference between the two. Okay, you can do it like this, but no. How do you do it? Shiva gives an extra step and says, okay, this is how you do it.
Krishna didn't say the details, right?
He didn't say the details that time, but there was a reason why he didn't say so much detail, because in those days, such yogic things were within the common knowledge of most people, unlike today. In those days, if you talk of Agna Chakra, people knew what it is. If I talk about Agna Chakra outside this temple, people will say, what is he talking about? Is he gone mad? In those days...
That's why I think you have to go to Shiva.
Yeah, you can come to Shiva.
I mean, you have
you have, because in this particular case, if you want to practice this technique, Shiva will help you get that technique and the method, and then you can go after that, through that path, you can elevate yourself to what Krishna is saying. And there is no contrast between the two. It's not that Krishna is higher than Shiva, or Shiva is higher than me. The divine is one. Supreme is one. Paramatma ek hi hai. Eko Brahma. Eko Satya. Bahuda Viprena Vadantya. Truth is only one, but the experienced and the realized souls express it in a different way. So there is no fighting here. Only those who are in a shallow world, they start fighting. Then we had in India, particularly in South India, the Shiv-Panthi were fighting with Krishna-Panthi. Krishna-Panthi were fighting with, no, we are away, we are higher. There is nothing like higher or lower. And Shiva and Krishna are not fighting. They are working together to help us out. When I'm talking of Shiva or Krishna, Shiva is also helping. When I'm talking of Shiva, Krishna is also helping. There is nothing like that. And in effect, they are the same. They are Supreme Brahman. If you read Shiva Sutra, it says Shiva is Brahman. If you read Gita, it says Krishna is Brahman. You have to say like that, to be, so that you don't create kind of duality in the minds of people, in the minds of people who are listening, because people do not have experience of the other world. Now if you tell them, well, no, Shiva is saying this way, I'm saying this way, then they will be confused. So they will say, no, my way is right. But they also know that the other way is also right. But they know that if you follow my way, then once you reach the final level, then you will know yourself that Shiva's way was also right. I could have traveled that way also, and there is no contradiction between the two. So this, and that is what is called yoga. Yoga means joining the apparent contradictory things together. Science means compartmentalizing, analyzing, slicing, dicing, and breaking into smaller parts. Yoga means joining all the contradictory things into one. That's why Krishna talks about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. And when he talks about Bhakti Yoga, he says Bhakti Yoga is the best. When he talks about Jnana Yoga, he says Jnana Yoga is the best. Nothing like Jnana Yoga. And when he talks about Karma Yoga, he says Karma Yoga is the way. There is no other way. You have to tell that way because we living in the material world, who are our narrow intelligence is confined within time, space, we cannot see the world beyond that well. The other ways are also there. But what they do, even a good master, jo sacha guru hai, he will also first assess your personality. And then he'll say, okay, for you, this is the way. For the other person, it is a different way because his psychological type is different. So for Arjun, Karma Yoga is the best. He cannot do Bhakti Yoga. But going through Karma Yoga, he will enter Bhakti Yoga in the ultimate analysis. Because Karma Yoga, after all, is what? You surrender all fruits of your action to the lotus feet of the Lord. And then eventually you surrender yourself to the Lord. So in Bhakti Yoga, you are doing the same thing. You are surrendering yourself to the lotus feet of Lord. It is the same. Ekam Sankhyam cha Yogam cha ya pasyati sa pasyati. सांख्य योग और कर्म योग दोनों एक ही है. जो ऐसा देखता है वही सच्चा दिखता है. One who sees all these different yogas as one yoga is the true seer. Other people are only childish. That's what Krishna says. Those who are saying that these are two different things, they are childish, Krishna says. Sankhya yoga pruthak bala pravadanti na pandita. Only childish people say Karma Yoga and Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga are different. But those who are knowledgeable, those who have experienced inside, they will say, everything is merging into one. Ultimately, it merges into Shiva. So coming back to what Shiva is saying, that become a witness, focus on the third eye, and third eye will help you remain there, and more you are on the third eye, more you will become a witness. And more you are a witness, more you will be on the Agna Chakra or the third eye. It really helps you from two directions. Going forth, coming back, going forth. And it kind of accelerates our spiritual journey inside. And then what happens is, when you are focused on the third eye, then what happens is you also, when you are breathing in, you feel your breathing is going up. And you will feel sudden vibrations of your breathing on your eyebrow, on your Agna Chakra. You will feel the Agna Chakra is kind of getting little heavy and is starting to vibrate. And you will also feel the subtle, initially, the subtle vibrations of your breathing. You know, when you breathe, you feel the vibration in the nose. But when you are focused here, then you will feel the subtle vibration here. And then it will go further ahead onto Sahasrara. You will also feel the vibrations into the upper head, which is where Sahasrara, the ultimate psychic experience that happens at Sahasrara level. So with this technique, what happens is, it helps you remain focused on Agna Chakra. It helps you become a witness of your thought rather than becoming the thought itself. आप विचार से परे रहते हो और विचार से मुक्त होते हुए आप अपनी चेतना के साथ संलग्न हो जाता है। ये जो टेक्निक्स भगवान शिव जी ने दी है, दे आर द टेक्निक्स ऑफ, ये जो विधि है वो अपनी चेतना को परम चेतना के साथ समाहित करने की सब विधि है। 112 टेक्निक दिए, लेकिन सभी टेक्निक अल्टीमेटली रीचेस वन प्लेस। He gave 112 meditation techniques, but all the techniques reach to one particular point, and that is aligning with Shiv Shakti. So when you are breathing in, so there is a form of breathing. Form of breathing is the air you are breathing in, consisting of oxygen, nitrogen, other gases. But within that form of breathing, there is an element vital. जिसको in our Sanatan Dharma they have given a beautiful word. Pranavayu. See, in our Sanatan Dharma, they directly call it is Pranavayu. Pranavayu is not oxygen. Prana, the element vital, the oxygen is the food for your body. But prana is the food for the consciousness. Is the food which keeps your consciousness active within the body. So, what happens is, initially when you are focusing on the third eye, and you are breathing in and breathing out, you start feeling the vibrations, and all of a sudden, someday, after practicing in a very humble way, don't do that you are the one doing. If you think you are the one doing it, the whole purpose will be lost. Meditation is when the meditator is not. When you become a non-entity, meditation descends upon you. Therefore, meditation cannot be done, it happens. It happens when we become totally अहंकार शून्य. अपनी अस्मिता भी खोते, अहंकार तो खोते हैं, लेकिन छोटी सी जो अस्मिता रहती है, आई एम, आई तो चला जाता है, लेकिन एमनेस बची रहती है, जिसको हम कहते हैं मनुष्य गौरव. वो मनुष्य गौरव भी छूट जाता है. Then you have a room to jump into the ultimate, beyond divine. So Shiva says, when you are breathing in, you are not just breathing in all these gases, but you are also breathing my energy. You are breathing in the cosmic energy. You are breathing in, as I say, the William Rank, he called it orgone energy or the element vital. He called it. We have several names. We can the Shiv Shakti, the cosmic energy, Brahma ki urja aap le rahe ho andar. And that is really true. Science has not detected it, and they will never detect it, because this is totally, our sense organs cannot detect it. But yogis who have experienced, they have talked about it. And Shivji himself is talking about it. It means it is there. You have to think that the existence is a mystery, like Einstein said. And when it is a mystery, means you are going beyond logic. So leave the logic behind. Listen to what Shiva is saying. Leave my PhD degree behind, leave my CPA degree behind, leave my engineering behind, just leave it. It's total garbage here. It has no functionality in Antas Jagat mein, uska koi mulya nahi hai. All we have done in our life is get the collection of instruction, which is of no use in transcending beyond. So when you are transcending, you have to have total faith, complete faith. Shraddhavan labate gnanam tatpara sanyate indriya. Jnanam labdva param santi achirena gacchati. Total faith. Or faith is a very shallow word, Shraddha. The word Shraddha is much more higher. In the land of mystery, when the seed of surrenderhood is planted, then Shraddha, the plant of Shraddha crops out. जब रहस्यों की भूमि में शरणागति का बीज डलता है, तो श्रद्धा का पौधा खिल उठता है. So leave the mind behind, it is not no use. With mind you will never go further. But we are habituated to use our mind, so it is very difficult for us. Particularly the educated people. An ordinary villager would find it very easy. Or an ordinary woman who are most women they don't sometimes work with logic. They work with their emotion. Sometimes it is easy for women than for men. Because a man is going hardcore by intelligence. आपको गोपी भाव चाहिए. You need to be a gopi. You need to be a Parvati, surrendered to Shiva. You need a warm-like receptivity. Just don't think about it. Just take his word, take Shiva's word to the inner core of the being. शिव के शब्द प्राणों के प्राणों तक ले जाओ. Take the words of Sri Krishna to the inner core of your being, and it will cause a beautiful transformation. Such a transformation that you will be able to experience it, not know it, experience it. And experience is the knowledge. Just reading Gita or Vedas or Yoga Vasishta is not knowledge. Experiencing the Shiva energy, experiencing Shiva or Krishna within, or experiencing your own self within, is the real knowledge. So Krishna says, Etat jnanam iti proktam ajnanam vadatonyatha. Yahi jnana hai. Only the knowledge of the self is the knowledge. All other thing is lack of knowledge. So knowing is not knowledge, experiencing is the knowledge. आत्मज्ञान का होना वो ज्ञान है. सिर्फ कंठस्थ करना ज्ञान नहीं है. Just to mug it up, learn it by heart, learn Gita by heart is not knowledge. People may admire you, oh, Mr. Jani, you know Gita by heart. You are a great scholar. I may be a great scholar, but I am not the enlightened being. So we have to distinguish between the two. So what happens is, when you experience this, the essence of the breath, something starts changing you within you. You become a more vital person. Therefore, if you look at the yogi, he's so vital. He's filled with vitality. No stress, nothing, and his face, his eyes, his forehead is radiating with the divine energy because he's experiencing the essence of the breath. If you sit in the company of a yogi, even you will feel elated. Sitting in the very presence of a yogic master, it can uplift your consciousness. But if you go to a hospital, your consciousness may be sucked down. If you go to a crowd or to an ordinary party, you go to parties, your consciousness is getting sucked away. It is sucked down. You lose what you gain in the process. So that's why Krishna says, my bhakta, vivikta desa sevitvam. He prefers loneliness. He prefers aloneness. There is a difference between the two. Loneliness is different than aloneness. एकांत और एकलवाया पन, उसमें फर्क है. एकांत means you are just confined to self. एक में अंत. Everything ends on you. You are not concerned about the whole world. And that is not loneliness. That is not solitary. That is just being with yourself. Enjoying the bliss of Nijanand ki masti. enjoying the greater bliss on this planet. All these blisses are not blisses. Only experiencing our inner self is the real bliss. So when that happens, you start experiencing a lot of things. In Egypt, in 1880, there was somebody who knew about this Ellen Whiteley, and he went underground. They covered it up. There was no room for oxygen, and he said, "Open up the cave after 40 years. I'll come out after 40 years." And people who were with him, they were all dead. People even forgot about it. And someday somebody, there is a mention here in this book, let's open up this. And he came out alive. And they asked him, how do you survive without oxygen? He said, I survive on the breath essence, on the Ellen Whiteley. The prana urja can penetrate anywhere. Air cannot go in certain areas because it is tightly controlled. But prana urja can penetrate anywhere. Same thing Krishna says, Nitya sarvagata stanu, achalo ayam sanatana. Sarvagata. The energy of the soul can penetrate anything. If soul can enter a mother's womb, it can also enter a test tube. There is no big problem. If a mother gets impregnated by soul energy, there is nothing. It can also get impregnated in a test tube. It can happen. There is nothing. Soul can penetrate anything. It's a piece of cake. So he came alive and he survived on something called the breath essence. And then when this is happening, that you are focused on the third eye, step number 1. You become, attention between the eyebrows, that's the first step. Let mind be before the thoughts, meaning you become a witness to your thought. You have not become thought. You are known clearly that you are independent of your thoughts. And let the form fill with the breath essence. Form of the air, the vehicle of the air is going up to Sahasrara with the divine energy, with the Shiv Shakti or Ellen Vital, however you want, or Pran Urja. Pran Vayu, which is is penetrating through your Agna Chakra into the Sahasrara. And that time, Shivji says, when you start experiencing the essence of the breath, the inner core of the breath, and when it is starting to rise up and your head is filled with that breath essence, you just imagine that breath essence, the breath energy is converting into light and showering upon you. Just imagine. Now this is also a very yogic process. Just imagine. Einstein also said at one place, imagination is more powerful than idea itself. All the things Einstein proved was out of imagination. He didn't have any lab to prove his relativity, or recently Dr. Jani proved the gravitational waves Einstein had, or the super atom. They proved recently, the C.V. Raman Einstein theory, they proved recently that there is a super atom at a particular degree of temperature. They proved it in the lab recently. So all these things were out of imagination. The greater scientist than even Einstein was Patanjali. And he has given 8 steps. He has given 8 steps. 8 पद्धति बताई. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana. Dharana means imagination. Then followed by dhyan, which she is talking about. Once you imagine that the great wave of light is showering upon you because you have experienced the breath essence. आपने वो शिव ऊर्जा का अनुभव किया है, it is flowing through your breathing and out. Then you can just imagine and it will happen. Imagine and it will happen, Shivji says. You don't have to do anything, just allow yourself to imagine. Be positive about it. Don't have any doubt. Just आप सोचो and it will happen. He says, imagine that time, उसकी धारणा करो, तो अचानक आपका ध्यान हो जाएगा. And then once you feel that light coming up, showering upon you through your Sahasrara, the breath essence, जो प्राण ऊर्जा है वो convert हो रही है light में. And it's easy, it's not a big process. In a yogic perspective, this is a very piece of cake thing. Conversion of that energy into light. And light everywhere is conversion of some form of energy. Even the light within a bulb, LED light or the ordinary candlescent light, it is all out of converting some energy into the light form. So that can happen, and once you do it, Shiva says, you will enter yourself. You will enter within right away, on the spot, and you will liberate yourself. Aapka dhyan, you will reach the climax of meditation. Now Shiva has given it, made it very easy. Step number 1, focus on the pineal gland, Agna Chakra, the Shiv Netra. Step number 2, be a witness to your thoughts. Focusing on this eye helps you become a witness. More you are a witness, more you are focused on third eye, more you are focused on third eye, more you are a witness. And then all of a sudden, you start feeling the breath essence. Shiv Shakti ka aapko thoda sa anubhav hone lagta hai. And then Shivji says, carry this up to the Sahasrara. Let the head, the entire head be filled up. In that process, the air is going to pass. The energy, जो पार्वती की जो ऊर्जा है, शिव शक्ति जो है, it is passing through your Agna Chakra. You will feel that your Agna Chakra has started rotating. It has become active. And it will pass through Agna Chakra and it start filling your head with that particular Shiv energy. And once you reach there, Shiv says, just do one thing. the dynamite is ready, you just do a spark and everything will blast in a very positive way. So just think that the light energy is showering upon me and you will be liberated. So this is a beautiful esoteric process. And there is another thing behind this. When your consciousness is at the third eye, whatever you think, Shivji says, think that the light is showering and light will shower. When your consciousness is at the third eye and your heart is purest, you don't desire anything in the world, whatever you think, whatever you dream will become actual reality. It will happen. At the center of the third eye, you imagine that there will be another temple will happen. This is a rule of the existence. And therefore, for a yogi, we have words in our Sanatan Dharma, sankalpa kafi. And their sankalpa happens when they are situated on the sixth center, on their Agna Chakra. But you should be pure. If you are impure, you can damage your own self. If you think of suicide, your suicide will happen right away. You will die right away. So on the third eye, dreaming and actualization is the same thing. And therefore, we say the entire existence is nothing but the dream of the divine. Why? Because the divine is always... The entire existence is nothing but the dream of the divine.
Does Shiva say?
Yeah, he also said. Yeah. He also said. Shankaracharya also said, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. Only Brahma is truth, everything else is a dream. So he said, at that point, whatever you think, whatever you dream of will become reality. So for the divine, for the supreme Brahma, which is always situated on the third eye or in the Sahasrara, they think about it and it happens. The Lord thought of creating a world and the world happened. In Srimad Bhagavad description comes. भगवान ने संकल्प किया कि अभी इतनी दुनिया बस इतना existent हो जाए, तो it happened right away. So this is a beautiful process. And in your life also, sometimes you are thinking, but today all of a sudden you have a strong feeling that so and so will come. And then so, particularly in India where people come without calling you, it happens. And you are surprised he is knocking at the door. You think, oh, today in the mail I will receive this. And you are surprised. But if you analyze the situation, go backwards, and it happened, your consciousness must have been on the third eye for a moment when you thought of it. So premonition is also related to being on the third eye. I'm not boasting about it. To illustrate the point I'm giving you, it happens to me when my mind is pure. And I cannot predict it. You cannot say, okay, you cannot ask me what will happen now. I cannot. I have no that capacity. But it comes all of a sudden. When the heart is totally pure, totally pious. You're not interested in any worldly things. The divine waves come and tell you that this is going to happen. It automatically tells you. And I had many such experiences. I told my daughter, we had a car accident. One car was totaled. And I told her, be careful. I don't know why I got up and told her. And I said, be careful. I feel that there will be another accident in the family. Be careful. Particularly you being a... And in the very same week, I had another car total, just imagine. I had 2 total cars lying in my garage in the same week. And the Gwinnett County inspector came and issued me a notice that you have to remove your... My friend, it just happened. Allow me some time. One day I felt somebody may hit me at the back. And next week somebody... I'm not saying, look, I'm not claiming that I have that ability. I'm only illustrating the point which Shiva is mentioning here. That when your consciousness is the third eye, things happen. I was in 8th grade and I told my mother, the uncle who has an Alsatian dog, he will come today. I don't know why I told. All of a sudden, the entire inner self wanted to tell the mother. And my mother said, no, he can't come. He has to change 3 buses coming from Salem to Ellis Bridge in Ahmedabad. He has to change 3 buses and he can't come. He is on a working day, no, he can't come. But even to my surprise, he knocked at the door and he was there. I have many such experiences, I can say. But mind you, I am not bragging about it. I am not claiming about you. I am only illustrating the point. It can happen to you also. But don't be on the third eye just because you want that to happen. This is a byproduct. Don't think that, okay, now I want to have this kind of ability, so I am now going to do this meditation. No. Then your meditation will go down the drain because you have a desire. And meditation means no thought, no desires, no, just being pure consciousness. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupa vibhurvyapta sarvatra sarvendriyana sada me samatvam na muktir na bandha chidananda rupa. I am not for pap, not for punya, not for sins, not for religious merits, not for liberation, not for any bondage. I am just pure. And if you have that thing, the journey gets accelerated. And practice this is a wonderful thing. And I will bring one day some music. We can practice this. And so at the third eye, your dreaming becomes reality. There is no difference between dreaming and that. There was a great disciple of Bhagwan Buddha. What's the time?
9:15.
Okay, I'll stop at 9. There was a great disciple of Bhagwan called Sariputta. And he started experiencing all these things. He started seeing the divine beings, the heavenly things and this and that. And he ran to Buddha. He said, I am seeing these experiences. Buddha said, no, these are only dreams. These are only dreams. Ignore it. Don't get into it. But he said, but the flower when I see, when I am at the third eye center, the flower seems to be more real than even you. It even has fragrance. That flower in my third eye situation is more real, Bhagwan Buddha, than me seeing you right now. And then Buddha smiled and said, okay, now that your consciousness is situated in the third eye, your dreaming and reality are the same. Because you are of a pure heart. And he warned him also that don't go into desires. Yeah, it will happen if you dream of, okay, I want a big palace, it will happen. But then you will lose the purpose of the inner journey. You will start, after coming out of external journey, going into inner journey. Are you stupid that you are going again into outer journey? Don't desire any worldly things. Just be there. And then when you're dreaming and your reality becomes one, it means you as a yogi can control your dreams. Today we cannot control our dreams. Can you say today I want to see my dream or invite my wife to the dream? You cannot say how important we are that we can't even control our dream. How helpless we are that you can't even say I want to see. But when you are situated at the third eye, when you have your dreaming and reality as one, you have control over the dream. You can say I want to dream this or I don't want to dream this. But then when you have control over dream, you will say, why should I dream? What is the purpose? Okay. Then you experience a dreamless sleep. What a yogi experiences is a dreamless sleep. When we are sleeping, there are so many disturbs. So when there are dips, we are disturbed in the sleep. Only when you have dreamless sleep, you are fast asleep. Otherwise, we are disturbed. Even today's modern psychologists have established that even in the eyes, your eyeballs are rotating fast. It means you are dreaming something. Particularly, you are dreaming about some sexual act. Your eyeballs are rotating very fast at a high speed. Because dreams are normally of desires. I started flying, or I happened this. I met a beautiful woman, or a very nice man. I earned so much. All of a sudden, from a beggar, I turned into a king. Dreams are reflecting a projection of what you are thinking while in the real world. So, but when you are controlling your dream, you will not even tell your kid, I want to see this dream. They will say, I don't want to see any dream. In that dreamless sleep, then only 3 hours, 2 hours, even 5 minutes sleep is good enough. Because it is very fast sleep. So if you want to change the quality of a sleep and stop rotating in your bed all night and getting up at night, looking at your wife, is she awake or not, going up and drinking milk at night, or starting light, or starting to read something. If you want to do this, start meditating on third eye. Your quality of sleep, any meditation, any of the techniques Shiva has given, if you practice it, the quality of sleep will acquire a totally different dimension. So, in the daily life, we sleep and we gather some energy, it rebuilds ourselves, and then we spend the energy during the day. At the end of the day, we are tired. When you are tired, you have to sleep. Because you have to recoup the energy, reclaim the energy. So in the daily life, this cycle continues. You work, at night you are tired, and you fall asleep. Okay? But in our Indian yogic thinking, they say, if you have a dreamless sleep, then you are somewhat, while in your sleep, you are experiencing a little bit of death. Because death is nothing but a longer sleep. In the daily life, you are tired, and you want to work tomorrow, so you are sleeping. But then a stage comes when you are so tired, this body will not work. Then you have to have a new body. So there is a long sleep in the name of death. Before you are being reborn, there is a long sleep. And in the death sleep, there is no dream. Correct? So that you are totally rejuvenated, you are at peace. Good, right? So death is a good thing. It's a sleepless, it's a dreamless sleep, but a long duration, so that you are totally rejuvenated, you are born again. In the daily life, we are rejuvenated every time, but only for another 10 hours, 11 hours, 8 hours. So death is also something called a dreamless sleep. So if you have control of the yogic paddhati, the yogic technique goes further and says that if you have control over dreams, then you have control over death. If you have control over your dream, and death is nothing but a dream, then you have control over death. You can say, I want to leave my body at a particular time. And yogis can easily predict. How do they predict? About 6 months before the death. See, when you breathe in, the urja, the prana urja, the LN vital is coming in, the vehicle is coming in full of the energy. When it goes out, the vehicle is going empty. It is leaving that energy inside you. Again, when you breathe in, it comes full of energy, and when it goes out, it goes empty because your soul is absorbing that energy. And with the soul energy, the body functions. 6 months before the death, the rate of absorbing starts changing. That the breath is coming in with the energy, but your body is not absorbing because it doesn't need it. It's going to die. So it's not going to take it. It will only take partially. And slowly the attrition rate will diminish, and one day it will stop. The breath comes in and doesn't even go out. And that's the final breath. So 6 months before the actual death, a yogi who has experienced the breath essence and being on the third eye, on the Shivanetra, he can predict that I will leave my body on a particular date. Because he knows the energy now coming, energy is coming, but my body is not absorbing it. See, this is how the yogis predict that I will die on a particular. So when you are controlling your dream, you control your long sleep, you control your death. When you control your death, you also control your life. How? Because life is nothing but a dream. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. Shankaracharya, even Shivji says, all this external world is a dream. It's not real. It is surreal. All the external world. You don't hate it. There is divine inside even this thing, but it is ever changing, and therefore it is surreal. Mithya, Maya. So if life is also dream, and if you are in control of your dream, then you control your life also. So then you can decide where you want to be born in your next life. You see the extension. Then when you are situated on your third eye, you control your dreams. When you control your dreams, you can control your dreamless long sleep, which is death. And when you control your dream, you also control your life. You can decide, I'll be born at a particular mother at a particular time. So Buddha predicted that I'll be born to when a woman sees this kind of dreams in the same sequence, know that I'll be born of her. It means you can not only control your dream, but also you can control the dreams of your future mother. See, this is another thing. The same dreams would happen every day in and out. And the psychologists of that time, the Sigmund Freuds of that time, Buddha's time, they interpreted with the king. The king said, what's the meaning of this dream to my wife? She's expecting. They said it means Buddha had predicted that if these dreams happen in the same sequence every night, it means Buddha is going to, so you are going to give birth to a great soul. And same thing was predicted by Mahavir. That know that when a pregnant woman gets this kind of dreams, day in and day out, in this sequence, then know that I'll be born. So you can not only control your dreams, but also you can control the dreams of your would-be mother. And Mahavir was born like that. Buddha was born like that. So a yogi can decide where he wants to be born, when he wants to be born. For us, you don't have control. You die here and you'll be born somewhere. You may be born as a scorpion or a snake or a fly or a bug taking birth depending upon our action. But if you are oriented to Bhagavad Gita, to Lord Shiva in this life, your human birth is guaranteed. Krishna has guaranteed. And on behalf of Sri Krishna, I can dare to guarantee. I'm not the one guaranteeing, Krishna guarantees, or Shiva guarantees. If you are oriented to spirituality, God will give you another opportunity to travel further in the path of self. Whatever you have done in this life, in the path of spirituality, will not be lost. It will come with you in the next life also. So said Krishna in 6th chapter, Tatratam buddhi sanyuktam labhate paurvadekam purvabhyasena teneva riyate avasapisa. Prayatnat yatamasu yogi sansiddhi kilvisaya aneka janma sansiddho tato yati parangati. Yogi is tara, this way yogi gets many births and he starts where he has stopped in his previous life and he accelerates his journey because he is very involved in an attempt to liberate himself, and ultimately with my grace he liberates himself and merges into me. So that process, this is Shiva has given, Krishna has also given. There is so much uniformity. The words of divine being are always identical. So somebody asked Buddha, what is nirvana? He said, the extinguishing of a lamp. All of a sudden, the flame is gone. So I'll disperse myself into existence when I leave my body, which is nirvana. Somebody asked Kapil Dev thousands of years ago. His own mother asked, what is nirvana? And he used the same word. Nirvana is nothing but an analogy like extinguishing of a lamp. So when the inner experience is always identical, you can express it in different words here and there. So whatever Shiva says is also whatever Krishna says. Whatever Krishna says is also what Lord Rama says. And there is no contrast. Lord Rama worships Shiva in Ramayana. And then in Ramayana, within the Ramayana story, Lord Shiva worships Ram. There is no contrast, there is inter-love. Love energy is binding everything. And Shiva energy is the same as Krishna energy. Krishna energy is the same as Ram energy. There is no, you can label it anyway, it doesn't make any difference. If you like to call it Shiva, call it Shiva. There is no problem. If you want to call it Krishna, call it Krishna. There is no problem. Shiva has no problem if you call it Krishna. The problem is amongst us. If I become a Shiva Bhakta and if you are a Krishna Bhakta, you will start fighting with me. But in the upper spiritual world, there is no fight. Somebody asked Osho that when you are talking, all these saints in the existing world, they are fighting against each other. They are pulling each other's life. Are the divine people, saints who have gone away from this world, are they helping you? He said, yeah, when I'm talking, it's not me talking. All the saints are collectively helping me to speak. Because when I dissolve myself, even Mira, Kabir, Christ, Lao Tzu, all all the Ashtavakra, everybody comes and tells me, give this, give this, give this, give this, because I have only become a conduit. I have removed myself. And then there is a real knowledge. That knowledge is not coming from a book. So Osho gave like hundreds of lectures on Bhagavad Gita without reading Bhagavad Gita. So this is difficult to explain. How can he do it? But yeah, he said, my inner experience matches with Krishna's experience. So I feel greatly elevated and greatly blessed when I talk of the same experience, which is my experience and also Sri Krishna's experience. When he was talking about Sankaracharya, people asked, why don't you say something of your own? He said, I am not saying something of my own because if I say something of on your own, you are such a doubtful character that you will go away. So I am using Sankaracharya as a device. Then you will listen. But while listening to it, you will also reach me. Because what I am saying is my own. Because he said, मैंने भी उसी जल स्तोत्र से कभी पानी पिया है, जहाँ से कभी शंकराचार्य ने भी पानी पिया है. I also drank water from the same source as Sankaracharya drank from. So there is no difference between, and we are working together. And there are many subtle practices. Sometimes, your deceased guru will, and if you have survived your guru, your deceased guru will assign you to another person who is going to be born. That when you go to the planet Earth, take care of my disciple. Your own guru helps another guy. That, okay, you take care, because his journey is half done. You help him out. There is no fight here. And I have learnt from a person, he said, I've been handed over by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who was my previous guru. He has handed me over to Osho. So, there is no fight. Fight is in our stupid mental dissection, slicing, dicing. Let's go beyond the mind. Shiva has given beautiful technique here. We will practice in 1 or 2 sessions some of the techniques. Anapanasati Yoga, Vipassana will practice. I'll bring nice music. Okay. We can practice on, you gave music, remember? Shiva, Sankaracharya has written Sringar Lahari, Ananda Lahari, and there is another thing, Lahari. He has written on it, and Anuradha Pudwal has sung it with the help of a foreigner, Craig Pruice. And Anuradha Pudwal has sung in such a beautiful way. It will help you focus on the third eye. Not only third eye helps you pull you inside, but also the sound energy, the divine, beautiful voice of Anuradha Pudwal will also help you go inside. Sant Jnaneswar, this, that. And that's a short version. There is another bigger version. I think I sent it to you. It is 55 minutes. The other version is...
They have no English subtitles.
Yeah, there is no translation. But don't worry about translation. Because when you go into translation, then your mind worries about
But this word
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, words are
That's
so
the
good.
truth.
And
That's
don't
how-
worry about the meaning. Just use the power of the word to go inside. Because when you know the meaning, then your mind again comes into picture. Then you are slicing and dicing. Oh, it means that. Now for me, sometimes I understand what it means. So, but it's a barrier. If you know the meaning, it's a barrier.
Yeah, because
If you don't know the meaning, it's a blessing. So there is another meditation called gibberish. Gibberish means bakwas. Say anything that comes. If you don't know German, speak German. If you don't know Italian, speak Italian. That's what also said in a very hilarious way. Gibberish means if you don't know German, speak German. And through that stupid, the body will continue saying that your inner consciousness will run away from the mind and you will experience something. Through gibberish, it's a meditation technique practiced by many Sufi saints have practiced it and they have reached the ultimate. So I hope in this session, through the help of Sri Krishna, help of Bhagavan Shiv, I have given you lots and lots and lots of things. So have absolute faith, absolute shraddha, absolute bhakti, and it will help us go beyond.